Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
Some things should be off limits.
Michigan Congresswoman Debbie Dingell has a message for President Trump after his comments about her late husband. The president inferring longtime Congressman John Dingell might be in hell.
Maybe he's looking up, I don't know.
This as the historic impeachment heads to the Senate. And for the third day, a man is holed up inside of a Detroit home and will not come out. We are live with new information from the police chief about the attempts to try and get him to surrender. But we do begin at noon with breaking news as two children are in critical condition after a crash between a car and a train in Monroe County. This is a look at the scene from Sky 4 right there at US 24 and Albane Road. That's in Monroe Township. Police saying that the red pickup truck was hit by a train while crossing the tracks at around 7 o'clock this morning. Police say there was one adult and 3 children in the car at the time. 2 children are critically injured. One is in serious condition, and the driver is in stable condition at the hospital. The cause of the crash is still being investigated. Monroe Community Schools tells us that they have counselors available to talk with students today in wake of the crash. The victims have not been identified just yet. Our other top story here at noon, the historic impeachment of President Donald Trump. This afternoon, the Senate is weighing in as the inquiry heads there next. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell blasted Democrats, calling the impeachment unfair and signaling that the GOP-controlled Senate will acquit the president.
It is clear what this moment requires. It requires the Senate to fulfill our founding purpose. The framers built the Senate to provide stability, to take the long view of our republic, to safeguard institutions from the momentary hysteria that sometimes consumes our politics.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi won't say when the House will transfer the articles, so the Senate can try President Trump on abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. Democrats say they're concerned with Republicans running a fair trial.
Leader McConnell is plotting the most rushed, least thorough, and most unfair impeachment trial in modern history. His plan to prevent House managers from calling witnesses to prove their case is a dramatic break from precedent.
And speaking to a crowd at a rally in Battle Creek last night, President Trump said that it didn't feel like he was being impeached. He's only the 3rd president in U.S. history to be impeached. Also at that rally last night, President Trump went after late Michigan Congressman John Dingell. And this morning, his wife, Congresswoman Debbie Dingell, is reacting. This is what the president said last night first. That is what's stirring up all the controversy.
She calls me up. It's the nicest thing that's ever happened. Thank you so much. John would be so thrilled. He's looking down, he'd be so thrilled. Thank you so much, sir. I said, that's okay, don't worry about it. Maybe he's looking up, I don't know.
We want to get to our Hank Winchester, who joins us now live from the Local 4 newsroom with new reaction from Congresswoman Dingell. Obviously, she was very disturbed by those comments.
Evrod, good afternoon to you. Good afternoon, everybody. President Trump is getting called out from both sides, Republicans and Democrats, blasting his comments during that rally in Battle Creek last night. Congresswoman Debbie Dingell, talking with CNN a short time ago, said that she will not let President Trump intimidate her, and she's calling for civility.
You know, I think it's time to put politics aside on these kind of shots. I try to be respectful of everybody. I've never taken a personal shot at this president. I think his family is off limits.
Meantime, the White House is responding but not defending the president's remarks from last night, saying that the president had just been impeached and he was caught up in all the hysteria and the wild crowd there in Western Michigan.
He was at a political rally. He has been under attack and under an impeachment attack for the last few months, and then just under attack politically for the last 2.5 years. I think that, as we all know, the president is a counterpuncher.
Just a few moments ago, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi had this to say about the president's comments made in Michigan.
Let us pray. Let us pray for the president. This is the president clearly is insecure when it comes to statespersons, whether it was John McCain. Think of what he said about John McCain, and his supporters just overlooked that. John McCain now John Dingell. What the president misunderstands is that cruelty is not wit.
And Evrod, our Devin Skillian, is talking with Congresswoman Dingell later today about the comments that were made last night in Battle Creek. You're going to hear what she has to say about this ongoing controversy, and our coverage is going to continue today starting at 5 o'clock. Evrod, right, back to you.
Well, we certainly definitely want to hear more of what she has to say. Thank you, Hank. You can expect impeachment to be front and center at tonight's Democratic presidential debate. It is the 6th of the campaign season, and it's being held in Los Angeles tonight. 7 candidates have qualified to participate, and that includes Andrew Yang and Pete Buttigieg, who has taken off in the polls since the last debate in November. That debate is happening at Loyola Marymount University. Developing in Detroit this afternoon, it is day 3 now of police trying to get a man out of a home on the city's east side. This man actually fired shots at a neighbor's home on Tuesday and is refusing to work with DPD negotiators. Now, this is happening at a home on Pelkey, right near 7 Mile and Shaner, and that's where we find Local 4's Larry Sproul. And Larry, I understand that Chief James Craig just gave you an update on this situation. Do we know what they're trying to do next?
Well, Evrod, we just completed that news conference with Chief Craig just about 15 minutes ago, and he did tell us that they are making plans to enter into that home. Now, let me just show you what is all going on out here. We're at the intersection of Shaner and Lappin, and you can see several police officer units and Homeland Security out here at this very hour as well. Now, we do know that that man has barricaded himself, has been inside the home for the last 3 days. It all started 3 days ago after he shot multiple shots at his neighbor's house and then went inside his home and barricaded himself inside that home for the last 2 days, now going on day 3. Now, Chief Craig did tell me they had made several attempts to get that man out. They poured water inside his home to flood him out. They also cut off his power and gas and tried to get him to come out due to the cold temperatures. Now, they tell us that the last time they had contact with him was about 9 o'clock last night when they heard gunshots. They're not sure if he was firing at them or if it's a self-inflicted gunshot wound as well. Now, Chief Craig also tells us that this is his first time seeing something of this magnitude when it comes to a home barricaded situation. Take a listen.
I will tell you, this is probably the first time I've seen a standoff last this long. I will tell you it was the right thing to do. As you know, this suspect exhibited some significant signs of being very dangerous. What brought us here 3 days ago was the fact that he shot at a neighbor.
And Chief Craig did tell me that his team of officers are planning on entering inside that home any minute now in hopes of getting that man to come on out. I did ask Chief Craig, have they had any interaction with this man before? They mentioned that he had a very short criminal record, but there was a similar situation like this in 2017. I'm working on that part of the story, all new tonight on Local 4. We're live on Detroit's east side this afternoon. Larry Sproul, Local 4.
All righty, Larry, thank you for the update on, again, what is now day 3 of this barricaded situation. Larry, thank you. All right, we do want to take a look outside, as you saw how cold Larry was out there. It is a cold but calm day. And Brandon, this is what we can expect as we head into the holidays?
Well, Eskimo Larry, he's used to that weather. It's cold out there. You got to do what you got to do, get the fur going. It is the worst of it right now. We're going to see some warmer numbers, but a live shot here from Ann Arbor and 24 degrees, 16-mile-an-hour wind from the south-southwest. So the wind chill is 11, and winds are on that pesky side. They're coming from the south-southwest trying to warm us, but struggling, sort of doing the opposite. Wind chills still single digits to low teens. And although our number gets to near 30 degrees today, again, feels closer to 20 through the later afternoon. Numbers still going up, Evrod. We'll track it into the weekend.
All righty, Brandon, thank you. Dearborn Heights police are looking for a suspect allegedly seen taking window screens off of homes to try and get inside. Police say this is the suspect's car. A woman was seen walking on Annapolis Street, looking at homes and taking window screens off of the houses. Now, we are told that she wasn't able to get into any of those houses and ran to her blue Pontiac when a neighbor and a victim saw her. If you have any information about this incident or who this woman could be, please give Dearborn Heights police a call. All right, so a teen is arrested for stealing a plane at a California airport. Yeah, you heard that right. We'll tell you how investigators say the teen was able to pull it all off and what she did as soon as she got control of the aircraft. And you won't believe this. But first, to help me, Hank, recall alert. GM recalling hundreds of thousands of cars and trucks because of a serious issue that could cause a crash. That and more when we come right back. Keep it here.